Well, he's back.
Here I am.
This is the week of.
Yeah. Week of the big match.
The week of the big match.
Cody Haga, he's going to go down.
He's going down.
He's going down 100%. I mean, I'm looking at undefeated all the way through, right-handed. Left-handed, I'm not even thinking about. I'm going to do my best, obviously. That's the competitive nature in me.
Sure.
But right hand, I'm way too trained up for this. I mean, if you knew the hours and the time that I'm putting into this.
Right.
Unbelievable. I mean, there's been no social life. It's just training and going to work.
So you're saying, this one coming up this Saturday, this is just a one match against, this is not a tournament. This is one match against him.
This is
best of whatever.
One-on-one, best of 6, 7th if needed, but it's not going to be.
It's not going to be.
No, because I'm going 4-0.
You're putting it away in 4.
We're going to put it away in 4, and I'm going to have 2 for fun ones just to, have fun with.
Right. So two for funsies. So
unless he wants to lay down, I mean.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going for the 4-0 knockout. I mean.
Wow.
We're loading the bases and hitting the grand slam.
Wow. That's tough talk.
Yeah, something the Rangers can't do, right?
The Rangers can't do that. They're never going to do that
since
again.
2011.
Not since, yeah.
It's going to happen.
This is going to happen.
This is going to happen in the state of Texas.
So the talk's amped up a little bit.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
You were all, we did this, we did earlier in the day. Now we're talking a little bit.
It is about respect.
Sure.
But you got to be
still going to beat his ass.
Oh, easily. This is going to go quick.
I hope so. I'm rooting for you.
Oh, I'm hoping. Because you don't get this kind of hyped up about something just to fall on your face.
Sure.
I've done that before. I've almost broken.
Oh, you shit the bed before?
Not on arm wrestling.
Oh, okay.
But I have stopped my bicycle with my face. That was not a fun day. That was not a fun healing process. That is one reason my nose is basically crooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just seeing that now that I say it.
Yeah, I didn't notice till just now. And I was like, oh, it is.
No, I literally stopped my bike with my face. But that's not going to happen this Saturday.
That's not going to happen this Saturday.
No. We're hitting the Grand Slam.
It's over.
We're going to Denny's and hitting the Grand Slam.
So it's, and this is, I mean, essentially, I know it's not technically yet, but essentially this is for the numero uno spot.
Because there's another match that same day between the number 1 right-handed and the other guy is number 1 left-handed. They're going for what they, in their mind, think is number 1. As I've said in past episode, it's all predetermined, politics. Mm-hmm. I've let people pass me up in the, in the rankings.
So the 2 guys that are going for the number 1 spot. So, all right.
They said they're moving up to the 220 class.
If, let's say that they didn't move up to the 220 class, you
would have a number 1 contender probably between the winner of Cody and I.
Okay, and that's what I was going to say. So the next, one of those guys, whoever wins, doesn't matter, pick a name. What are you doing against you? Do you think you can beat one of them?
So, as I said in the last episode, one of them, the guy who is number 1 left-handed, he has had my number almost every time.
So you've wrestled him before?
Yes, he's a good friend. I was at his wedding, everything like that. But he's had my number almost every time except for the one time I went in a little bit prepared, more prepared than normal.
Right.
And I beat him in the tournament that day. And, I mean.
So this is not like, and I like I said, forgive my ignorance here, but this is not like you're wrestling this Cody dude, and then the next match you're like, well, I'm just gonna get my ass spanked.
No,
like you're okay with going into the next one.
Yeah,
you feel. I mean, you're fine. You're like, I'm good. I'm gonna compete.
Trained up, I know I can win.
Okay,
and beat almost everybody in that weight class with ease.
Really?
Trained up. When I'm fully 100% trained up, focus mode, everything like that.
Right.
I'm fine. I know people's weaknesses, and I know their strengths. You take somebody's strength away, you found their weakness.
I'm telling you, man, I don't watch arm wrestling. I don't know. I wouldn't know a name except for the John Brzezinski guy or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's name past that because we haven't got it. But I'm getting amped up for this. I'll watch it. Chad, I want to see it.
So basically you go against 2 longer levers, okay? 2 longer arms.
Right.
Okay? Their pulling styles could be the same. But you get two guys that are different. One goes more wrist to wrist or in a hook, as we would call it. And then you have one guy who likes to pull outside in a top roll, essentially. It's going to create a certain matchup based off their strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
You get a short arm versus a short arm versus a long arm. Technique plays a big old part in that because the short guy could be stronger. Cody is per training weight, what he trains, he's stronger than me.
Right.
But yet he's never busted this wrist back. He's never had a shot at me.
I like the shit talk, man.
Now I've never had a shot at his left hand.
Right.
But I don't care about that.
Right. That's not the thing.
That one don't matter.
Don't matter.
Right hand is what matters.
Right hand really matters. I'm with you.
And he's never had the opportunity to try on that. So he's in for a whirlwind of
All right.
this weekend.
I mean, I'm watching it. I'll watch shit out of it. I'm all excited now.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
So the way these, taking it back just a little bit. So when this thing kicks off,
Okay.
wherever it's streaming, however it's streaming, I'm assuming you said Facebook.
Yeah, so it's gonna be on Facebook under the Texas Arm Wrestling League group. If
Right.
you want to add it as on Facebook, it should be on there. I don't know of any other streams yet. As far as YouTube pay-per-view or anything like that, I doubt it gets to that point.
Yeah.
Who knows in the next couple of days if it gets to that point. But as of right now, it's going to be Facebook Live on Texas Arm Wrestling League and probably San Antonio Arm Wrestling Association's Facebook page, both of them.
So this is taking place in San Antonio.
Correct.
Okay, so now when this thing kicks off on the stream, so it's like let's call it a fight card. So you've got your undercard, and then you're working all the way up to, so the two guys that are going there, I'm assuming they're like your main event, I guess, if you want to call it that.
You could look at it that way.
They're in the last spot.
Yeah, you could look at it that way.
Okay.
But people are going to pay more attention to my match. I mean,
okay.
So my match is going to be best of 6.
And this happens all the time in any kind of fighting or anything like that. This happens all the time. Sometimes the co-main is better than the
women's matches are always better than men's matches in UFC.
Yeah. So
I mean,
so sometimes the main is not what people are coming for. So these guys are the main, but you're the fight. Jesus,
we're the number one contender.
The match before them.
Yes.
And then they go.
Correct.
Okay, so you're the co-main.
I guess. But it's going to be the main. People are going to make
People
sure
are going to
watch.
remember yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's going 4-0.
Sure.
And I'm not letting anything up.
So yours is a best of 6. So you're pulling 6 times in the same night. Well,
possibly 7.
Possibly 7 in the same night. These guys that are behind you, they're one shot. It's best of 3.
5.
Best of 5. Okay.
Yep. They're best of 5. It stops at 3 matches or it stops at 5 matches. Whoever reaches 3 first.
Yeah, that's over.
For Cody and I, it's going to be whoever reaches 4 wins first. So there is no tie at 3 and 3.
Right. You have to go 7.
Yes.
It's best of 7, but it's actually a 6, but a potential 7.
Potential 7, but if he wants to give up the final 2, since that's where it's going, then he can.
But you're saying that that's never getting there.
No, the last 2 matches won't count. It's going to be 6 matches.
Yeah,
and
but
then
the last 2 are just
they're irrelevant.
Yeah, because it's like over 4.
Yeah, I'm already at 4.
I love it.
And people should start putting money down.
People should start doing
for the 6-0 blowout.
Sure. Oh, so you're saying 6-0?
Might be.
Wow.
Depends how I'm feeling at the time.
I like it.
Oh, but he's going to be tired. He has not been trained up for this at all.
I like shit talk.
He has these big muscles.
I like shit talk.
He has these big muscles, but he's going to be tired.
Okay.
Because I prepare for longevity.
I love it. I love shit talk, man. Talk your shit.
No, I respect the guy with all that said.
I hear you, but you gotta
He did not get into the number 2 spot by being easy.
Sure.
And letting up.
Right.
And going 0-4.
But he did get into the number 2 spot.
But he got into that number 2 spot to lose it. Oh, we went there.
Okay.
Now, all funds aside, if I was to lose, I will respect the loss.
Okay.
And I will make sure that I take the number 3 spot.
Don't get that in your head. Don't get that in your head.
No.
No, don't get that in your head. This shit's over before. I'm with you. I'm watching it.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm watching it.
And I got the money ready.
I'm not going to not watch. I can tell you that. I want to see it happen. I've never watched one live before. Gee, that scared the shit out of me. I've never watched one live before.
Oh, I mean, you're invited to go.
You showed me.
Yeah, you're invited to go. I mean,
the ones that you showed me on like on the internet. That's all I've ever. And I've seen 30 seconds of one while we're trying to work at the same time.
I mean, it is what it is, and they're.
So when you show up to this thing, is it do you pay for tickets or it's
No.
it's just a free entry, huh?
Yeah.
What?
It's at the Well. So San Antonio likes to do these recruiting events. Their association does. Mm-hmm. I'm not into it so much. I'm more of my focus is going to me.
Right.
Now, if somebody wants to contact me and train, that's perfectly fine. I will help somebody learn.
Right.
Okay, it's growing the sport. But you're not going to see me at a San Antonio Spurs basketball game outside the arena. Hey, do you want to come up and arm wrestle? It's like, no, that's annoying.
Really? They do that?
They do that.
That's kind of cheesy.
Now, whatever helps them grow within them and all that. But I go to the gym. I have my table at the gym. There's too many people there that think that they get in their egos.
Right.
And then they actually get on the table and they are nothing.
Right.
Their wrist gets busted.
So how do you so you said you have a table at the gym, so how, like, is there something you pull on? Like
the cables.
Oh, just the cables. Okay.
Yeah, as I said,
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
As I said in episode 2, a lot of what I do is rehab.
Right.
I believe that was episode 2. I don't remember. It was a while ago. But a lot of what I do is rehab. And then when I go to practices, that's where the tendons really, that's where you work out the hardest.
Right.
Because you go to the gym and you see all these bodybuilders at the gym. You see the strongman competitors, all that. They're building up muscle, and muscle doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be strong.
Right.
It helps out. Mm-hmm. But the tendons are a whole different aspect because it's a cable. The tendon is a cable.
Right.
And the stronger the cable, the stronger that substance will hold.
Right.
Well, same with arm wrestling. Since you're pulling with your tendon, that's where it comes in. And when you tear it so much, you got to rebuild it to be even stronger. And it takes 3 times as long to rebuild the tendons compared to the muscle. So you're rehabbing all the time, especially if you're practicing every week to twice a week like I have, pulling on training partners.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, okay, after you pull in an actual event, like you're going to be doing this Saturday.
Correct.
Are you just sore as all hell the next day?
I mean, I'm not going to be sore after this Saturday because it's going 4-0, but if it's a big tournament, then yes.
Yeah, you're sore as all hell, huh?
Oh, I went through a tournament called the Ruler of the Nation, ROTN is what they called it. And you went through a double elimination tournament.
God damn, that's a lot.
You went through a double elimination, and I think there were 20 people in my weight class. And
a double elimination with 20 people in it?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but here's the catch.
No, that's a lot. I'm saying that is a lot.
That's not
Jesus
the most.
Christ.
That's not the most I've seen, but
God damn, that's a lot.
There was a double elimination of that. You get down to the final 8. Then it's the best of 21. Best of 21 wins. So
get the fuck out of here. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And after that, it was probably the most sore my tendons have been since I first started. Like I said in the previous episode, people will get in 1 or 2 practices and they quit. I mean, people are pussies like that.
So how often do you practice? Like what? Twice a week? 3 times a week? 5 times a week?
Right now I've been practicing 3 times.
3 times a week?
Yep. I'll pull on a Saturday with either friends up in Fort Worth or Austin. And then, or if I'm in town, I just stay in town. I practice it with my dad and then a lady named Elizabeth, who she's getting into it. Or she's been in it. And then train with those 2 or the friends up in Fort Worth and Austin. And we'll pull for a few hours, train, everything like that, once a week on a Saturday or a Sunday. Well, then I'm training with some people at the gym Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do my own arm wrestling workout where I can line people up at a gym and just have them crank, basically try to hit on my arm.
Right.
And if they can't, they can't. Either way, I get training that way.
Right.
Because it's hand-to-hand combat.
Right, sure.
But I don't know, it's a lot of training compared to what people normally do. But I've taken the last couple of days off to rehab. Because when the first episode came out, when this was all announced, everything like that, there was 5 weeks to go. And so this last week I've had 4 weeks of training. Well, this last week it's rest.
Right, you're resting.
Lightweight, lightweight, and if you can't believe it, an actual leg day. An arm wrestler doing a leg day. Like, imagine that. This guy with chicken legs doing a squat, but his back is abnormally huge.
Right.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's a part of what I do for weight loss, too. I mean, right now I'm sitting at around 203, 202.
And you got to get to 198?
Yeah, 198 in just a couple days. So, I mean, it ain't too bad. But it's been a water cut, some chicken and broccoli throughout the time. And
so is your dad going to go to this one?
Yeah, he'll be there.
So he goes to most of them?
He comes with me to a lot of things.
Does he?
So, like I said, he is basically what influenced me into arm wrestling.
Sure.
And I grew up not totally around the sport, but it was always in the background. And then when I was in college, I offered a freshman tournament or a tournament to all the dorm people, all the people who lived on campus, everything like that. I ended up winning that. And that was against football players. That was against all your gym freak people in college.
Where'd you go to college at?
University of Nebraska, Kearney.
Oh, that's a shirt. Okay, that's a shirt.
Yeah. I'm wearing that sweatshirt currently. This weather's crazy, but no, we had something there, and I was out of football at the time. I played college ball there for a year, and needed something to do after I got off the team, and asked my dad what he thought, and he said hit up his buddy Kevin Harris, who lived an hour and a half away at the time. Started training with him, went to one tournament, Cornhusker State Games. It's like Nebraska State Championships. Right. Got first place there. And then a couple months later, moved down to Texas. And, yeah, never looked back.
So is there as compared to Texas, is there a big arm wrestling community in Nebraska? No. I mean, it's very small. I'm assuming Nebraska's small.
Nebraska's, their association, they have hardly an association. We'll call it that. But the one tournament that they put on gets people from Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, everything like that.
I got to imagine the guys from Iowa are probably pretty
weak. Yeah.
Are they really?
Oh, Iowa has bad corn, didn't you know?
No, I don't know anything about corn.
You look at some of the best corn states. I mean, come on. Iowa has the worst.
The worst corn. Jesus Christ, we're talking about corn.
Yeah, the corn-fed boys come from Minnesota, Nebraska.
I don't know why I just thought Iowa kids would be pretty legit. No?
No, they...
Okay.
They have one guy.
Okay.
They have one guy. His name is... I went blank on his name now. He is probably one of the top guys in the 154 class. Okay? That's about it for what Iowa has.
Really?
Nebraska only has one guy themselves. Well, they got a couple guys now that I think about it. But the one guy who trained me also trained my dad when my dad was young. And that was Kevin Harris. Well, basically, he... God, I'm trying to think what he got. I think 5th or 6th at Worlds in the Masters class or Grandmaster, something like that, which is like 40 or 50 plus years old.
No shit.
But he ended up doing pretty well in his own weight class there. He's won multiple world events. He's traveled to Brazil and Germany and everything like that. He's all over YouTube for his stuff. But I don't know. I've tried always having a match with him, and he's always backed away for some reason.
What?
Yeah, he used to train with my dad, and They're still good friends. Him and I still talk, everything like that. But
Okay. So let me ask you this.
all right.
I throw one at you. Prime. You and your prime. Pops in his prime.
Oh God.
Who goes down?
So my dad would say him.
Of course. And you're going to say you.
I'm still in my prime, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Or I haven't hit it yet.
Yeah.
You don't hit your prime in arm wrestling until you're,
I wouldn't think so because you need time under your belt.
time under tension of the tendons.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, those tendons are
I would
stable.
assume the prime is probably 33-ish.
No, older.
Older, really?
You're talking 35 to 45 years old. is
Really?
the
That's your prime, huh?
That's people's prime.
Pops can't be that far out of that.
He's 50. He's going to be 60 on the 8th of February.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I mean, I don't mean this in a rude way. Your dad, he had you late.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't do the math for that. Don't. It's irrelevant to me. I mean, heck, I'm 20 years old and I haven't had a kid yet. But
yeah, no.
sometime.
If you're 28, he would have been 60, 50, 40,
30
even
or
30,
somewhere in there.
Yeah,
somewhere around 30.
That's pretty. I mean, I waited a long time. 27 I was 27 when I had a kid, and that was late.
Like I said, I mean, 89 was his big year where it was state championships.
Right.
It was traveling and winning other state championships, going to nationals, losing to probably the best in the world for that weight class at the time. And it is what it is. I mean, you can't really say a whole lot. The guy that trained with him would lose weight on purpose, though, to not be in my dad's class.
Oh, really?
So to say prime versus prime, I can't really say because he was a weight class under me. And here's the difference is...
So was Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre, but that don't mean anything.
Well, here's the thing is he never really pulled up in weight class, okay? I pull up in weight class all the time to the super heavyweights just to make them look terrible. So my dad, he likes to pull... At the current moment, he likes to pull younger guys to embarrass the young people who think they're strong and their egos are out there.
Right.
My dad will just flash pin them. Okay?
And that's one of these.
Yeah, just a real quick, ready, go, it's done.
Right.
Okay? I can do that to the big boys.
Uh-huh.
And so if I'm looking at prime versus prime, my ego says, yeah, definitely me.
Yeah, definitely you. Okay.
And his ego is going to say him.
Yeah.
And I think deep down he knows it's going to be...
it's going to be you.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I was asking.
Now, here's a funny conversation. About a month ago, my mom had said, or I asked my mom, because we were talking about my dad for some odd reason. I don't remember what the thing was about. I think it was about people asking if I was on steroids at the time or something like that at work. I don't remember.
Get the fuck out of here. Somebody asked that?
Somebody asked that. I don't know who.
Get out of here.
Somebody apparently asked her that, and I was like, okay, well, Dad's never taken steroids, and, you guys think that he was bigger than me. Like my mom says.
Your dad is a big dude, though.
Well, my dad thinks that, or not my dad thinks. My mom said when my dad was my age, he was bigger upper body wise than me.
Right.
But yet he weighed 20 pounds less than me.
Right.
So I think there's a little bit of delusion there.
Right.
Of nostalgia.
Your
maybe.
dad ain't little, though. I mean, I can remember seeing him when we did the bowling tournament thing.
Yeah, okay.
The bowling league, not tournament, bowling league.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember him being there, and he's not small. He's definitely not a small guy.
He's strong for his size. I'll say that.
Yeah, he's not a little guy.
He works out. He does his time. Stays healthy, everything like that. So can't really complain.
Yeah. I'm just surprised you said that your size comes from your mom's side because your mom's 5 foot tall.
Back in like episode 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's her family genetics though.
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the weird part is
you were like, I mean, I've seen your dad. Your dad's a pretty big dude, and you're like, oh, I take after my mom's side. I'm like, really?
Well, my dad's tall.
Yeah.
But his side of the family is pretty skinny.
Pretty skinny.
Yeah. Lower body is chicken legs.
Right.
And upper body is fairly big.
Right.
My mom's the complete opposite. My mom's side, where they're just short with a little bit of baby fat on all the siblings, and all her brothers have pretty big legs when it comes down to it. So there's the shocker within it all.
Yeah.
Was that I say I'm able to hold on more weight, and that's why I'm a little bit bigger, is because of that. But I put on weight pretty easy when I was in college trying to gain weight, because I got up to 250 pounds for football just by drinking in.
I was going to say, so the Nebraska, it's Kearney, right?
Kearney, yeah. Not Kearney, not Kearney.
No, I was thinking, for some reason I want to say Kearney.
Yeah.
So Nebraska Kearney, you played ball there, right?
I played 1 year of football. I mean, I wasn't that great.
I don't know why I thought you played more than that.
No, it was 1 year. I was a scout team hero.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I dressed out and everything like that on a defensive end, but I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I was considered a freshman. It was my second year of college.
Right.
So my first year I tried out, and I did absolutely horrible because I was coming off of a sickness, a 2-week sickness where I lost 20 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, it was horrible. Well, even though I was cleared medically, my body was still going through the recovery stage of it all. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to tryouts, I just did terrible.
Right.
So the next year, I got myself up pretty heavy again. They put me right on the team, everything like that. And in all honesty, I was pushing around the first team offensive line.
Right.
Why I didn't start, I don't know. I think it had to do with seniority.
Right.
When it came down to it, but that's understandable. Put your time in before you start, everything like that.
Sure.
Even though we were a trash of a team.
Really?
Oh, we were a trash can. I mean, you would find what's the trash dude off of Sesame Street, Grover or something like that. He was on the team. Yeah, Oscar. He was on the team. That's how bad we were.
Right.
I mean, he was digging through that place, and we went 1 or 2 wins that year. But we were like the SEC of college football division wise.
Right.
So like 3 of the past 4 national titles came out of that conference.
And who was the
Alabama of the place?
Yeah.
They were called Northwest Missouri State, and they were number 1 ranked when we faced them.
Right.
And that was the first game of the season on a cold Thursday night in the middle of September.
Up there?
Yeah.
September's different up there.
September's usually nice. For some reason, that September night felt like the freezing part of last February. I mean, it was horrible. And for being a first college football game, I hated it. But the last college football game at home there, it was a blizzard, and it was fun. I mean, like I said, I dressed out. I was a scout team hero. I was around the kerosene heater on the bench.
Right.
But it was fun being out there in the middle of the snow watching the football game on the sideline as I, did.
Right.
And then after season, they fired the coach. Surprisingly, I mean, you go 2 wins.
Right.
It's
time to go.
Yeah, time to go. Bye-bye, coach. Retire or get out. Well, we went through a coaching change. I did not get along with the new defensive coordinator. I did not get along with him at all. Did not see eye to eye. And he got in my face. We were in the middle of weight training. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're in the middle of weight training, and one of the coaches got into my face. I did not like that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you can try to upset a player all you want, especially lifting weights or whatever, but I mean, I was just maybe immature at the time. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, who likes somebody getting in their face yelling at them?
Yeah.
And especially at 5 o'clock in the morning before classes start and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I got suspended for that and went back a week later and was like, hey, you think it's time for me to start working out with the team again? They're like, oh, well, and this is the defense coordinator. He's like, well, we can't really have this type of mentality on the team, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so what do you want me to do? He's like, well, you're going to sit your suspension out. I said right there, no. You got players who are getting DUIs, or not DUIs, MIPs. That's it. They're getting MIPs out here, and you're only, holding them back for a week. Well, no, I ain't going to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of left right there.
That was it.
Said, screw it, I'm not going to see eye to eye with this guy. Time to move on. That's where arm wrestling came in.
That's where you actually started doing that.
That's where
so it started in Nebraska.
That's where full-time arm wrestling came in. I mean, like I said, I went through younger stage where it was in the background.
Sure.
But the full-time came right after college. It was also around the time a TV show called Game of Arms was coming out on AMC.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so you had Walking Dead and Better Call Saul and everything like that on AMC network or channel, whatever it is. There was a show called Game of Arms, and I started watching that a whole lot more, and I knew all about arm wrestling.
So this was a show about arm wrestling?
TV show. Yeah, it was a reality TV show. It was,
oh, shit.
It was scripted to a point.
Yeah,
but
they all are.
I mean, the matches were somewhat real, and it's based off of real personalities. But, yeah, it was scripted 100% as far
Any
as
of those guys that were on that show still around?
all of them.
Oh, they're all still in?
Yeah. I'm friends with a few of them, actually.
No shit.
I could pick up the phone, give them a call right off the bat. I mean, but, yeah, they were on that. They were going to sign up for season 2, and there's rumors of why they got canceled from production, all that, but it had a very high rating.
Really?
Yeah, they were, like I said, they were signed up for season 2. I guess there was some politics that went on between AMC and who they were, their contracts kind of thing. They were trying to go through a different direction.
Right.
On the channels or their shows. Right. They wanted to get away from the reality TV,
so they
Jersey Shore kind of TV. So that's what they did.
I don't work for MTV for this long. I don't know.
They canceled it though, as far as that, but that brought a lot of new people into the sport. WAL came out, and they had 2 big tournaments year after year, 2 years in a row, or 3 tournaments in a row, and gave out some big money. I mean, you're talking $25,000 per arm to each winner kind of money. And I said, hey, I want to beat these guys. Come to find out, the guys who were winning were like of elite status. They were on a different level of what I may ever be.
Right.
But I got friends who were in that tournament, and some of them, they won their matches and they won the tournament. They're friends of mine. But as I said, WAL went down with COVID.
Yeah.
So now everybody's trying to find that
find that new thing.
Yeah.
That new home.
And that's kind of the tough thing to do, is to find that, because social media has changed the game, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
The call outs and everything.
Sure. The bigger mouth is going to get the bigger mouth is going to get the bigger check right now. That's not just
exactly.
That's just not what you're in, man. That's everything right now.
I've had to lead that way almost, and that's what led to this match this Saturday was, the super match hype.
Yeah.
We call it super matches.
Hey man, Muhammad Ali started it. You know what I'm saying? It's the way it is, man. You gotta have a mouthpiece to make any money right now.
I mean, yeah, that's the way it's got to be. And the social media, Jake Paul's out there. They can talk all they want, have all the super matches, get the biggest name out that they want. But I want to see him go in a tournament. I want to see him actually place in a tournament. Half of them don't even show up to a tournament.
Right.
They pull their little super match that gets their name out there, and what have they done ever since?
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah. They're not winning the nationals in an organization.
Right.
They're not going to worlds and competing and getting, 5th place, which I'll argue I should have gotten 3rd. But that's for a whole long story out of that.
Right.
Well, it could be. Anyways, yeah, 5th place at Worlds. That was my goal initially going into it.
But you were pulling outside of your weight, right? So have you gone to Worlds in your weight class?
Yeah, that Worlds was in my weight class.
Oh, that was you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying. I thought that was where you did the super heavyweight.
No, that was states.
That was states.
Texas
That's right.
State Championship.
That's right. We've gone over so much shit. I'm getting.
In the past month, it's been a lot. But no, just. So I pulled super heavyweights at state. That was the month after Worlds. At Worlds, I pulled in the 86 kilogram, 190 pound, or 189.6 or something like that. That weight class. And I'm going to do that at Nationals again this year and see what happens. It's going to be a bigger Nationals this year. That's because Worlds is not in Orlando. And Worlds was different last year because it was like an inaugural type event for the organization IFA, or International Federation of Arm Wrestling. This year, Worlds is in France, I believe, and my goal is to go there.
So if you make, okay, and that's what I was just going to ask. If you make, so let's say you make Worlds this year, and so do you go, I mean, like, is it on your dime?
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. I was just wondering because that's an expensive trip.
But I'll be looking for sponsors, and I'll be asking for sponsors, everything like that.
Sure.
And, I mean, like I said, I think it was episode 2, Texas Arm Wrestling League sometimes gathers money up and all that.
To help with the...
To help the athletes send. So if they want to help sponsor, hey, I'm welcome to it, but I'm not going to get on my knees and beg either.
No, of course not.
There's plenty of people who have done that where they're not even on the rankings because they were asked to get off. And then just to get back onto the rankings, they're like, oh, hey, come sponsor me. You can put me back on your rankings for name recognition.
I'll get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Talk about getting on the knees and begging. But, no, it's you put in the time, worth, everything like that to just place at a nationals. Mm-hmm. Well, my goal come June will be first.
Right.
That's what this event Saturday is going to lead into.
So how many go from nationals to Worlds? Is it first place only? Is this a one and done, or is it?
I want to say it's top 3. I don't remember top 3 for sure.
I didn't know if there was just one and done, or if there was a few that went.
It might be the first, second, or third. I don't know, one of those. But it's going to be you qualify. You have to qualify for Worlds.
Right.
And if you don't qualify, you don't go. The Arnold's Classic is the same way. You have to qualify at an event to be invited to it. And this year it upset a lot of people because they thought, oh, hey, it's the first Arnold's Classic in 2 years. Hey, I want to go. Well, too bad you got to qualify from, other events that you did not go to, no matter how good you are.
So the Arnold's Classic, Schwarzenegger?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay,
yes.
I was saying that low because I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
Yeah, the Arnold's Classic is generally a bodybuilding, obviously.
Yeah, I was going to say that's bodybuilding.
Yeah, obviously bodybuilding, but it's turned into a sports expo.
Right, that's the expo of everything.
Yeah, they bring all these bodybuilders out, and they sell their products and everything like that. And, they have their bodybuilding show, obviously, where it's like 20 different categories these days of bodybuilding from... are you on steroids? Are you not? Are you classic? Are you, physique-wise?
Yeah, sure.
I don't understand it all, so don't quote me on a lot of that. But then they have a strongman event, which happens right after arm wrestling on the same stage, and that's where a lot of arm wrestlers have met some of the strongest guys in the world, like Eddie Hall, Brian Shaw, Hafthor Bjarnason from Game of Thrones,
right?
All that stuff. And they're right on stage with them. I mean,
that's cool as hell, though, man.
It's up there. That's where arm wrestling is at. It's being looked at like that. And really, when it comes to the Olympics, a lot of these sports that are there should be in the Olympics. I'm not saying bodybuilding, even though bodybuilders work because you're ripping the muscle to look the best you can,
right,
for the judge.
Right.
But comparative to a strongman, to a power lifter, arm wrestler, where you're lifting or combating against people, that's the sports that should be it, not like curling.
Right.
I mean,
right, yeah.
Curling. What kind of athletic ability is that?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're not wrong about that. I mean,
but at the same time, I'd argue, what's the athletic ability in basketball?
A lot.
Is there?
Lot.
Or is it just a bunch of tall people who can touch a rim?
A lot.
And that run. I mean, you're saying Kevin Durant is a great athlete?
Yeah.
Have you seen what he looks like? He's scrawny.
I know,
He's just
man.
Tall. He's tall and can jump high.
No, not at all. That's athletics. Come on.
Maybe in the 1990s it was athletics. These days it's fall down and cry like LeBron.
Stop. That's athletics.
All right, that's a different sport. We got off topic right there. That's my apology.
Dude, this show lives off of being off topic.
Yeah.
You
and Garrett put on quite a show.
This show stays off topic all the time.
But no,
so what we're looking at is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
March 5th.
4-0.
4-0.
Going easy.
I can't wait.
Should I say 6-0?
If you want to say 6-0.
He doesn't bail.
So even let's say you did go 4-0, you can actually just do the last two.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The last two should be in it, but he can say no.
Say to hell with it after 4.
Yeah, if he gets injured or something like that,
sure.
Yeah, happens.
This Saturday.
May
5th. So May 5th, March 5th. Jesus.
March 5th.
Get my
hopefully,
up.
And I say this with all respect to everybody, no injuries.
Yeah.
Proper respect.
Sure. You don't want nobody to get hurt.
Good sportsmanship.
So, Texas Arm Wrestling League Facebook page.
Yes.
Streaming live, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
San Antonio.
It's at the Well in San Antonio.
Well, in San Antonio, and they're doing their Facebook page as well?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought
it'll be streamed on Texas Arm Wrestling League for sure.
Texas Arm Wrestling League.
And I will be sure to share it on my Facebook page. If you don't have me on there, you can add me as a friend or anything like that.
Yeah.
Go from
Spell that last name.
Dalton, Dalton, Liebschwager, Liebschwager.
It's not a famous name, man. You gotta go with a Smith.
Hey, I'm one of a kind.
Yeah.
I'm one of a kind.
To say the least.
So I'm happy about that.
Thanks, Dalton.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Later, dude.